it? Hello, and we are live. And over here, we have the very wonderful Laura. And Laura has decided, against what I would call anything that is vaguely sane, to run 100 kilometres and raise some money for the Menopause Research and Education Fund. So, Laura, tell us why you have decided to do this enormous and monumental feat.
Well, I already decided to run 100 kilometers before I started fundraising for for this menopause cause. But because menopause affected me so much, and I just wanted to do it for something that really meant something to me. And when I learned about your foundation, your charity, I just thought I have to raise some money because you are doing an amazing job here. Um, Raising money to be able to do more courses for GPs, which is really necessary. So more women take less time to get diagnosed and get help faster. And also because I am in the research environment and I know how hard it is to get funding for research, to get grants. I applied to so many grants in my life that I know how hard it is. So because this is such an amazing cause and I want more information about menopause, that's why I want to help and raise money for your charity in order to raise funding for menopause.
Thank you very much. And in terms of doing that, you mentioned there better education for doctors. Now you are quite young. You're 38. So tell us what happened to you.
Yeah, so it was last year, like at the beginning of last year, I started getting a lot of symptoms that I just didn't know where they were coming from. And it started slowly, but then by the end of the year, it was just like everything, like it just really, I couldn't run anymore because I was exhausted and I was getting so many pain in my knees. My mental health was really bad. Like it was just getting a lot of depression during those days, and then I got a lot of digestive issues that were also caused by that. So I was I went to see, because I was feeling so exhausted as well, I went to see the GP and I asked, can you do some blood test or something, because I don't understand why I'm so tired and some days I just cannot get out of bed. It's just really hard for me to get out of bed. They did the blood test and they're, no, everything's fine, nothing wrong with you, bye bye. So okay, nothing is wrong with me. But then the main factor was the mental health factor. I was just getting very, very, very sad to the point that I was like, what's wrong with me? This is not me. And I started reading about it because I always go and do my research. And then I thought I had PMDD because it's like these symptoms is like everything matches. But I never had it before. But I thought, this is it. This is it. The symptoms, the depression, how sad I am, how I feel like my life, there's nothing else to live for. It's like, this is not me, but I'm feeling like that. So I look for who could help me, and I found a menopause specialist that also helped women with PMDD. So I made an appointment with her because I thought there's no way I go to the GP again. They'll just tell me, no, you have nothing, just forget it. So I went and made an appointment with her. I started telling her all the symptoms, and she was like, it is PMDD, but it sounds like you're actually in perimenopause, and that's why your symptoms are getting worse. And then she said, but
And
because
did she think that because obviously I'm guessing your periods were still quite regular, so there
yeah,
was nothing there on that side to do it. But did she sort of look at it and go, with the joint pain, the fatigue, and all of these
yeah.
other sort of extra things, it's painting a larger picture than PMDD on its own.
Exactly. Because I started telling her everything, everything I was feeling. And she's like, it's probably this. I had no idea that it could be perimenopause. Like the only reason why I was seeing her is because she also treated women with PMDD. And then when she told me, I was like, but I am 38. It's like, is it not happen to women in their 50s? And she was like, no, it can start at your age, but because of your age, let's do some hormonal tests and check. I know, like, it's not how you should diagnose perimenopause, but she said, let's just do it to see. And then I was like, okay, let's just let's just do it just in case. In the meantime, she did some. I had a prescription for some antidepressants, but then she did the hormonal test, and then an email came. You are very low in your hormones. Your testosterone is very low. These and these are very low. I think you need HRT. And I was like, what? She sent the email and said, okay, let's talk about it in the next consultation. And I was, that's the other reason why I'm so passionate about it, because I was very scared of HRT as well, because I've heard HRT gives you cancer. Like, I don't want that. And then when I talked to her, it's like, but just tell me more. Like, is it something you will give to women my age and with my level of hormones? Like, where I am there in the range of where you will give HRT to someone? And she was like, yeah, your hormones are low enough that you need HRT. So that's, and I said, but what are the side effects? So we started talking about that, and she said that for a person my age with all like that I eat well, that I exercise, like all the characteristics, she said we recommend that for you. So I thought, well, I have nothing to lose because I was just going mad. I thought I'm just going to try it. If it works, it works. And since then, I feel better. Of course, it's not magic pill. Oh, I feel amazing. I still feel sad some days. I still get tired. I still get that, but it made so much difference. Like on my last appointment with her, once we got the treatment kind of settled, I said she changed my life. She absolutely changed my life. So that's why I'm so supportive now of menopause awareness and for the cause to get it out there to this information to more women.
Did she also explain to you that because of your age, there's, the average age that, that I went through menopause, I'm absolutely 100% average, 50, 51. But because you're 38, you're not even early menopause, you're premature POI, premature ovarian insufficiency. So you're very, very young, and without those hormones, unless there is a contraindication, you can actually be damaging not just your mood and your health today, but your long-term health. Did she explain
Yeah.
the importance of those things as well?
Yeah, she explained the importance of all of that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that this is one of the things. I mean, you were actually really quite lucky then in the end that you were proactive, thinking this is just not right. I need somebody to look further. Because had you been overlooked, your risk of developing dementia, osteoporosis, heart disease, an immune condition, and a whole host of other things is
Yeah.
actually much higher, which can be really quite scary. So once you got that diagnosis, what did it make you think about the way the system is at the moment?
Well, it made me think that we need more awareness of when it starts. And it made me think we need to get the information out there before you even know. Because I even read in your book and I'm like, this is it. Like, you don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
until you know about it or that you have it, you don't link it. So I remember I was listening to podcasts about menopause and I was like, yeah, I'm preparing myself. I'm lifting the weights. I'm eating right. When I get 50, I will be ready. But you don't know the other symptoms. You don't know when it can happen. So I wasn't aware that was happening to me. That's why it's like the system needs to make women more aware of when it happens and if all, and of all the symptoms because it is not it's not there like until you know then you get into the environment of perimenopause and start reading and yes the information is there you find it but while you don't know you don't get there's no information for you like nothing there's no visibility of the information.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I mean, for a person as young as you as well, then there are, issues around fertility and what your options are for that as well, because it's a big diagnosis.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, quite. I would imagine you must have been sort of quite, well, not just surprised, but quite confronted with it.
I was like, it took me time, like, what am I? Like, is it something that starts now? I didn't imagine it. It just like came to me, but then, okay, it's happening. Now, what can I do? What can I do to go through it as healthy as I can, to live my life, to continue, to live longer? Like, what can I do? So that's when I started all my research on perimenopause, and I started reading more and more and more. I even joined the BMS because then I looked into the website and I found all the information. I was like, oh, I want more. So I joined to be able to access to all the papers. And then I found your website as well, all the YouTube videos, all the interviews, and I'm like, oh my God, there's so much information out here, but it's difficult to find it until you know that you are in perimenopause or menopause. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned before that you've always been very active and a runner and those kinds of things. Had you ever run 100 kilometers before? What made you suddenly decide you were going ultra, baby?
No 100. My longest has been 65 kilometers. So I've done that. And last year I attempted 100 miles, but it was in the middle of the worst of my symptoms as well. So I managed 65. That's all I managed. And then I said, you know what? I love running. I love the experience of being on the trails. I want to do this, but I want to be healthy for the rest of my life and I want to keep running. So I just quit that race. That's why when I got the treatment and I was like, feeling much better again. Oh, I can run again. Oh, my heart is not going out of my chest when I'm running. Like I get the energy. I can train 3 weeks of the month rather than only two, because before it was like 2 weeks of the month, it was just like no energy. So I started, and it's kind of my revenge race now. I'm doing 100 kilometers to show that, okay, I can still do the things I love, but at the same time, raise awareness and to get the information out there for more women.
Yeah. And in terms of doing that, what is just scare me a little bit. What on earth does your training routine look like?
So it's a lot of running. So I do
Surprisingly.
running. Yeah, yeah. 4 times a week you have to run, and you have the speed run, and then you have the tempo run. So you run a bit faster but for longer, and then you have the easy run. You run, but it's for recovery, and then you have the long run on the weekend, which starts in 15K, then 25, then 20, then 25. It starts incrementing in length. And then you have double long runs on the weekend. So the load gets incremented. So that's how the training looks like. But it's an 8 month training. So you increase the distance little by little. And then also you have to do a lot of strength training because you need it. You need it is a lot of it's trail running, so it's hill, so it's everything is uphill and downhill and
Oh,
uphill
really?
and
So
downhill.
just to add insult to injury, it's not bad enough that it's already an insanely long distance. They're actually making you run on trails up and down hills.
Yes,
And
exactly.
you're
But
still smiling. Is this a smile of I can't believe what I've signed
I
up for?
no, I love the trails. I love the trails. It just feels amazing to be on the trails, and I love it. And it's a different type of running. It's not like when you're running a half marathon or a marathon that you concentrate on going faster. This is you maintain a pace that you can easily maintain. Of course, it's hard, but it's slower because you're on a trail, so you can fall and you are going up and you go a bit slower, then you're going down, you go a bit faster. So it's a bit of change of pace as well. It's not as bad for you for all your joints. So I love it. I love it. So,
I'm impressed. And in terms of what does your diet look like to give you that much fuel?
yeah, you have to eat quite a lot. In During the training, the long runs, I eat every 20 minutes. So I have to eat some sort of carbohydrate every 20 minutes. So I take dates with me, I take banana chips, I take like everything that is carbohydrate, and then I mix it up with gels. So every 20 minutes I have to be energy to my body. Otherwise, I just feel like I can't keep going. So it's a lot. That's during the long run, and that's going to be during the race. But every hour, then you eat something a bit more substantial, not super big, but you have like a proper meal, like half of a sandwich or like something a bit more substantial, and drinking electrolytes and water the whole race. And
And so are you carrying this as well? Like, I mean, you're carrying a
yeah,
lot of food and a lot of water at the same
so
time.
Yes, but not everything, because during the race they have stops that they call checkpoints. So there is 7 different checkpoints where you go, you refill your water, you refill your food, and off you go again. And there's toilets as well. So you stop to refill because it is quite heavy if you carry everything, but you carry around a liter and a half with you between checkpoint to checkpoint, and your food, your caffeine. So, but yeah, you eat pretty well. You eat sandwiches, you can eat chips, you can eat cake. There is cookies, there is candy, there is a lot because you need the energy, and that's
Wow.
during the race. Yeah.
And in terms of in the lead up to it, are you also doing, carbohydrate loading and all of, and sort of, really looking at your diet as well to fuel your, because you're going to need enough protein for the strength
Yes.
as well.
Yeah. I look at, I'm always very kind of health conscious in the way I eat. I did the soy nutrition program test, and I did, like, I'm always looking at ways to how can I eat better, because my family has like a history of diabetes, so I'm always trying to have a healthy lifestyle. So I eat quite well. But eat. I eat. That's the important thing. You don't stop eating, you eat more. So in the morning, I have my breakfast before I exercise and my coffee. After my training, I have protein and another snack. Then I have another snack. I just when I get to work. Then lunch with carbohydrates, vegetables, fruit, and I mix a lot of seeds, nuts, and everything. So I try to eat enough protein and enough carbohydrates and good fats to for the muscle to develop. And then I top up as well with protein drinks to get the protein I need.
And the people at work looking at you going, my God, I don't think I've ever seen such a small person eat so much food.
Yeah, they make fun of me because I eat all the time. And sometimes I'm so hungry by 11 in the morning that I'm like, is it okay to have my lunch now? Like, I'm just waiting for 11, that they just laugh at me like, like, yeah, Laura, 11, it's acceptable to have your lunch. Yeah.
Wow, exactly. And how long will this race actually take you?
Well, I am targeting, which I'm not sure, 15 hours. That's what I'm targeting. But it may take me longer. It all depends on how it goes on the day. Yeah, we'll see how I feel by the end. Sometimes you feel so much energy and you push harder. Then you have the lows and you have to start walking and then you run again. And then so it's quite varied, but I'm targeting 15 hours, but it could be anything between 15, 16 hours.
Okay. And so you start at what ungodly hour in the morning does it start then?
Oh, it starts at 7. It's fine.
That, all right, actually, yeah. So you'll be finishing in the dark then. So
I
and
will.
it's in Kent. You're doing this one. Is that where it's
It starts
where does this torture take place?
it's in the south coast of England. So it starts in Eastbourne,
Uh-huh.
where the Seven Sisters are. Beautiful area. And it finishes in Aldgate town. So it's all the south coast, and goes through the South Downs, which are beautiful. So
Okay. And do people come and watch and cheer you on and give support?
in the checkpoints there is people, but in some of the trails you don't see much people because you get quite separated when you are running because it's a long distance. So there may be people in some areas and no one in others. So yeah,
Wow.
we'll see.
And do you have a running buddy? Are you doing this with someone or are you doing this on your own?
Yeah, I'm doing it with my partner. Yeah, he's going to be running with me. He's a crazy ultra runner. So yeah.
Yeah. Good. I was about to say, I hope he's happy about that because that could really be a
He
game changer. That is good. Yeah, because that would be probably be really, you'd need someone giving you that support, really, wouldn't you? Just to
Yeah,
keep you motivated, keep you going.
for me, it's mainly the darkness. To have someone during the dark hours. That's what I want someone to be with me. Because yeah, it is a bit scary sometimes to be on your own running in the areas that is dark. Many women do it, and I'm sure after I do it several times in the dark, I'll be comfortable with it. But this time, I want to have someone in the dark with me.
Yeah. And do you have one of those like little flashlights on your forehead?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
I'll have a flashlight for the whole dark time.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant! I'm so proud of you. I know I sound like I think that I think you're incredibly insane, but I'm very very proud of you. And so, how much are you hoping to raise for the Menopause Research and Education Fund, and what would you like to see that spent on?
Uh, well, I set up at 1,000. Of course, I want more, but it started a bit too late. But I set it up at 1,000. I hope we can raise more, and I wanted to be expand to train more GPs to do courses for GPs. Yeah.
Well, that is good because our next one is coming up in November. We do them twice a year. And we're also adding a course for pharmacists as well, which will be in November this year as well, which will be good because there are a lot of pharmacies who prescribe, and there's a lot more emphasis now going on to pharmacists to help diagnose and advise women through menopause. So they really need to know and understand what it is that they're talking about. So there are two this year that hopefully that can be put towards. I'm so impressed with you. And if somebody wants to donate, where do they go to make a donation?
It's to our Just Giving page, and we can put a link here at the end when we post it, and we will put the link there. Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. All right. Thank you very much. And it's on the 5th of September, yeah?
5th of September, exactly. And I'm going to be posting live every 10 kilometers on my Instagram. So if anyone wants to follow, there will be updates every 10 kilometers. They may be less at the end as I get tired, but I will try to keep posting to be able to raise more money.
Brilliant. And I'm assuming we will see you between now and then doing the odd bit of preparation, even though you are in your tapering phase.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you will see me. All next week, I'm going to be doing some light strength work and then small runs as well, 30 minutes only, because that's all I'm allowed in that last week.
That's enough, really, isn't it? Brilliant. All right. Look, thank you so much for that. And we will also speak. We'll speak before you run. We will speak again,
Yes.
and just so I can make sure that you're okay. And I can't say how much I admire what you're doing, and I'm so thankful that you're doing. So thank you very, very much.
No, thank you to you, Fiona, for setting up this charity and for doing all the amazing work you're doing for women. Thank you for the amazing book you wrote that I'm almost finishing, that is teaching me so much that I didn't know. And it's just such a good read as well. So thank you
Oh,
to you for the amazing work you're doing for all of us.
yay! Thank you very much. I will end this now, and we'll speak again soon.
Thank you. Bye bye.